Number 10. The Flowers of War. In 1937 China, during the Second Sino-Japanese War, a mortician, Christian Bale, arrives at a Catholic church in Nanjing to prepare a priest for burial. Upon arrival, he finds himself the lone adult among a group of convent girl students and prostitutes from a nearby brothel. When he finds himself in the unwanted position of protector of both groups from the horrors of the invading Japanese army, he discovers the meaning of sacrifice and honor. Number 9. American Psycho. American Psycho is a psychological thriller film released in 2000, directed by Mary Harron, and based on the novel of the same name by Bret Easton Ellis. The film follows the story of Patrick Bateman, a wealthy, young investment banker living in New York City in the late 1980s. Bateman is a charismatic, shallow, and superficial man who is consumed by his obsession with material wealth, status, and power. He is also a psychopath who has a secret life of murder and violence. As he becomes more and more unhinged, he begins to lose control of his actions and spirals into a violent, homicidal rage. The film explores the themes of masculinity, consumerism, and the emptiness of the American dream. Number 8. 3:10 to Yuma. 3:10 to Yuma is a Western film directed by James Mangold. The story follows a poor rancher named Dan Evans who is struggling to make ends meet. When notorious outlaw Ben Wade is captured, Evans is offered a large sum of money to escort Wade to the nearest town and see him on the 3:10 train to Yuma to stand trial. However, as they make their way to the train station, they are pursued by Wade's gang, who are determined to rescue their leader. Along the way, Evans must confront his own moral code and decide what he is willing to do in order to secure the future of his family. The film is a tense and thrilling retelling of the 1957 film of the same name, and is notable for its outstanding performances by its lead actors. Number 7. The Machinist. The Machinist is a psychological thriller film that follows the story of an industrial worker named Trevor Resnick, who suffers from severe insomnia and starts to lose weight. He becomes increasingly paranoid and delusional as he starts to suspect that his coworkers are plotting against him. As his grip on reality begins to slip, he discovers a strange connection between his insomnia and a series of bizarre accidents that seem to be happening around him. The film explores themes of guilt, redemption, and the blurred lines between reality and fantasy. Trevor's mental health deteriorates as he struggles to piece together the truth about the past, present, and future. As the story unfolds, Trevor's reality becomes increasingly unstable, and the distinction between his own thoughts and the objective reality becomes blurred. The film keeps the audience in suspense till the very end. Number 6. Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun is a 1987 film directed by Steven Spielberg and based on the semi-autobiographical novel of the same name by J.G. Ballard. The story is set in Shanghai, China, during World War II, and follows a young British boy named Jim Graham who is separated from his parents and interned in a Japanese concentration camp. As he navigates the harsh conditions of the camp and forms unlikely friendships with other prisoners, he must also come to terms with the loss of his privileged life and the reality of war. The film explores themes of innocence, survival, and the loss of childhood in the face of adversity. Number 5. The Big Short. The Big Short is a 2015 American biographical drama film directed by Adam McKay. The film is based on the non-fiction book of the same name by Michael Lewis, which tells the story of the 2008 financial crisis. The film follows a group of investors and bankers who saw the housing market collapse coming and decided to bet against it, making a fortune in the process. The film stars Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and Brad Pitt. The film is a satirical and comedic look at the housing market crash of 2008, showing how a few people were able to see the impending disaster and profit from it, while the majority of people, including the government and major financial institutions, were blindsided by the crisis. Number 4. The Fighter. The Fighter is a 2010 biographical sports drama film directed by David O. Russell. The film follows the life of professional boxer Mickey Ward and his half-brother Dickie Eklund, who is also his trainer and cornerman. The story is based on the true life story of Mickey Ward and his rise to becoming a professional boxer, despite the many obstacles and challenges he faced both in and out of the ring. The film centers around Mickey's relationship with his family, particularly his troubled half-brother Dickie, who is a former boxer himself, but has since become addicted to crack cocaine. Despite his struggles, Mickey continues to fight and trains hard to become a successful boxer, with the support of his family and friends. Along the way, he also faces challenges from the boxing community, including corrupt promoters and managers who try to take advantage of him. The fighter is praised for its strong performances, particularly from Bale and Wahlberg, and its realistic and gritty portrayal of the world of boxing. The film was nominated for several Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and won 2 for Best Supporting Actor for Christian Bale, and Best Supporting Actress for Melissa Leo. Number 3. Ford v Ferrari. Ford v Ferrari is a biographical sports drama film directed by James Mangold. The story follows American car designer Carroll Shelby and British-born driver Ken Miles, who team up to build a revolutionary race car for Ford Motor Company, and take on the dominant Ferrari racing team at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966. The film follows the two men as they work together to create a car that can compete with Ferrari's dominant race cars and overcome the many obstacles they face from both the company and the racing community. Along the way, the film also explores their personal struggles and relationships as they each try to achieve their own goals in the high-stakes world of professional racing. The film received widespread critical acclaim and was nominated for several Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Number 2. The Prestige. The Prestige is a 2006 psychological thriller film directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, and Scarlett Johansson. The story follows two competing stage magicians, Robert Angier and Alfred Borden. In late 19th century London, the two men were once friends and assistants to a famous magician, but a tragic accident during one of their performances causes a rift between them. They then become obsessed with outdoing each other's illusions, leading to a dangerous and deadly rivalry. Along the way, they discover that the cost of achieving the ultimate illusion may be greater than they ever imagined. The film explores themes of obsession, deception, and the blurred lines between reality and illusion. Number 1. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is a 2008 superhero film directed by Christopher Nolan and based on the DC Comics character Batman. The film stars Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne or Batman, Heath Ledger as the Joker, Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent Two-Face, and Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon. The story takes place several months after the events of Batman Begins. Batman must deal with the emergence of a new and dangerous criminal, the Joker, who is wreaking havoc on Gotham City. As Batman struggles to stop the Joker, he must also confront the moral choices he must make in order to protect the city and those he cares about. Along the way, Batman faces off against some of his most iconic enemies and allies, ultimately leading to a dramatic and thrilling finale. With its complex narrative, intense action sequences, and powerful performances, The Dark Knight is widely regarded as one of the greatest comic book films of all time.